Shadow. An imperfect and faint representation. Shadow. Separable, companion, or follower.
Anonymity is a luxury Chris Long has never known. The son of Pro Football Hall of Famer Howie Long, he plays the same sport, the same position that made his father famous. Chris saw more than his fair share of scrutiny before he ever played it down at Virginia.
It's a terrible feeling because if you're a kid who wants to work hard and just fly under the radar and do your thing without much attention and just let your actions speak for yourself, it's tough.
During recruiting, I think a lot of the guys were just thinking, well, that's just Howie Long's son. That's the only reason he's getting offered and things like that.
It's not the first thing you think about is, well, how does that make this kid feel? And it was tough, but like I said, I just tried to turn that into motivation.
After Howie retired in 1994, the Long family settled in Charlottesville, Virginia. Chris grew up looking forward to the day when he could play football at the local university.
Chris asked a couple of things and said, Coach, I want to come to Virginia. I want to commit to come to Virginia. We were thrilled to have Chris, and anybody else who came along with him was just fine, but that he was the main event.
There may be no more telling sign of Chris's success at Virginia than a young fan's recent reaction to his father, Howie. "I know you," the fan said. "You're Chris's dad."
Oh man, I still think that's a myth. I don't think that's ever possible, but you know, I think, you know, with some of these younger fans around here, you know, maybe they don't know who he is. He's so old. Sorry, Dad.
Broken up by Chris Long. Long does it again. He's been everywhere.
He's not as polished as his dad, but he has that relentless motor.
Chris, who makes an L with his arm after each sack to honor his family, admits he once shied away from comparisons, but is no longer bothered by the added attention that comes with his last name.
You can say what you want about his family and his legacy, but he's making his own name, and he's the type of player you want on your team.
I'm not going to move out of my dad's shadow. That's tough because he was a heck of a player, but I'm just going to try to make my own name and do a little something of my own.